Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Shanice. I make kind of scary themed type of videos. So I had been getting a lot of questions on why I like watching or playing scary things, like scary videos, anything scary. It's probably because for some reason I'm just attracted to it. You can see from the title, I have had paranormal experiences happen to me. I will be sharing those two paranormal activities that I've experienced in my life. So the first experience that I had was, I want to say I was between the ages of 6 months to maybe 1 year old. I know I was in the age where I was in a walker. So what I was told, and this was told to me by my dad. So my mom was at work, and it was me and my dad. I have a younger sister, but I don't think she was born yet. So my dad was in the kitchen. I think he was either washing dishes or making us something to eat. I know he said he was in the kitchen at the sink. And we have like a little pantry. We had like a pantry door. Mind you, we stayed in my grandmother's house, and we was on the 3rd floor. My grandmother's house there's a lot of paranormal things that has happened in that house. And if you're interested in the backstory of this house, please let me know down in the description, and I'll make another video about the house. But it was living in my grandmother's house on the 3rd floor. So it was like, you see my door back here, this was our back door. And I would say like where that thermostat is, that would have been the pantry door. So where I'm at right now is basically like kind of where the sink would have been. So what my dad said was, I was, playing around in my walker. I walk up to him, bumping him on the leg with my walker and everything. And then he just noticed that I just suddenly stopped bumping him. So he turned around and he noticed that I was in the pantry. So when he went over to the pantry, he saw me talking to my granddad. I had never met my granddad all of my life. Like, I've never met him before because he had died before I was even born. Now, I am my dad's oldest daughter. I have 2 other siblings, but we have different dads. I am my dad's oldest daughter. So the only grandparent on my dad's side that I met is my grandma, but I don't remember her because she died when I was young also. So I was in the pantry, talking to and playing with my granddad that I never met in my life. And I think he said he picked me up, like my granddad picked me up, or my dad picked me up. Somebody picked me up. And that's when my granddad had went away. So we all feel like he came to visit to finally meet his youngest son's daughter. Because my dad there's a total of 5 of them, I think 5 or 6. But my dad is the youngest. So his parents, my grandparents was able to, meet and have experiences or memories with all of my cousins and everything. But me and my sister, we never got to meet our granddad. So our theory is he came back to finally meet his youngest son's kids or daughter. At the time, it was just me. I was the only one born. So we feel he came back to meet his granddaughter for the first time. So my second story. This one is what I remember this myself. So I want to say I was about maybe, I want to say maybe 10 or younger, but I wasn't a baby. I was old enough to, remember everything. I was probably, I know I was a child, maybe 10 years old, maybe. Before I get to my experience, I want to tell you what my mom and my dad had experienced, and you'll understand why I want to talk about this one first. So one day my mom and dad this was like late at night. My mom and dad was in their room sleep. It was, of course, at nighttime. This was again, we were still living in my grandmother's haunted house. So my mom said that she just remembered waking up. She remembered waking up, but she couldn't move. Like, she was just laying on her back. She woke up and she opened up her eyes and she just saw this group of people, like men and women. I think she said it was 4 guys and maybe 2 or 3 women, just standing over them, just staring at them. She said she couldn't scream or say anything. She couldn't move. So it sounds like a case of sleep paralysis. She just said she couldn't move. She couldn't wake up or anything. So then they finally went away. And then her and my dad woke up at the exact same time. Like, as soon as they went away, my mom and dad woke up at the exact same time. The crazy part, the reason why they woke up at the same exact time is because they both seen and experienced the exact same thing at the same time. They both was laying there, couldn't get up, couldn't say anything. They were seeing these people standing over them, just looking at them. Keep in mind, there was maybe 4 guys and 3 women, 2 or 3 women standing over them. Now, what I experienced is, this wasn't the same night. This was maybe their experience happened maybe like when a couple years after my first story, but my youngest sister was born at this time. We was, still like toddlers at this point. My mom and dad had experienced their experience. Now, my story, again, I was probably around 10 years old, so this was years later. Again, still, we're crazy. We were still living in this haunted house, my grandmother's haunted house. So, you know how sometimes, there will be certain times of the day, everybody will just take a nap, and, we're just taking a nap. So, it was, of course, all of this happened. I lived in Chicago. That is where I was born, in Chicago. So we were in our living room, and this was like a hot summer's day. So we decided everybody was going to take a nap in the living room because that was the coolest place at the time. Me and my mom made like a little sleeping, I forgot the name of it, but like a pallet or something, I don't know. We made like a little sleeping place on the floor, and my sister and my dad was on the 2 couches. So I remember, of course, I thought I was sleeping or just having a dream. Our living room this was again the same house where that door is basically, the back door. So in the living room, you can literally look right through the house all the way to, and looking at the back door. Like, in the hallways, there's, the bathroom and then the bedrooms, and there's another bedroom connected to the living room. But either way, it was like you can see straight. If you're in the living room, you can see straight to the back door. Again, I was laying on the floor. So I remember waking up waking up, and I seen these 4 guys coming into the house from the back door. It was 4 guys. I remember one of them picking me up, like putting me on their shoulder, and I think we were starting to go back out the back door, but then I woke up. So years later, I didn't connect it. Like, I remember my parents telling me this the first time their experience, but it didn't dawn on me my experience yet. So one day when we like moved out of Chicago, we was in Wisconsin, and we were talking about scary stuff, like scary ghost stories. And like, my mom, she don't like scary movies, like exorcist or possessed movies where the person get possessed and their eyes turn white because of an experience she had when she was younger. I can also tell you that too in another video. But again, we were just sitting around talking about it, and my mom brought up their experience again, and then that's when it clicked. Like, I don't think none of us was dreaming, because I remember 4 people in my dream. I remember 4 guys in my dream, and there was 4 guys in their dreams. So that kind of freaked us out, and I'm so glad we don't live in that haunted house anymore. But again, if you guys want to hear about my grandmother's haunted house and my mother's experience when she was younger, please let me know down in the comments below, and I will make a video on it. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.